Good afternoon. Ooh, let's do this slower. But at least everyone is awake now. So, my name is Georg Reven. I'm here from Colab Systems AG. In fact, you just saw us on that one slide. We are one of 3, I believe, OpenPOWER Foundation members in Switzerland. We just joined this year. And I was planning to talk to you, I have a bit of an echo here, to talk to you about our journey into OpenPOWER. How did we get here and what did we find in our perspective as to where we see the value in the OpenPOWER Foundation, and it's a strategic value that I want to talk about to you. Now, we came to Power through the best of all possible ways, which is business. We had a request through IBM actually with a joint power installation somewhere where they said, well, their customers are already on Colab, but they want Colab on Power. Can they do that? And so that was how we technically got involved, but it really didn't end there, and all this hooked very much into my own background, which is with the open technology world. I mean, I've been in the open source world and open standards world for the past 20 years or so. Now let me briefly say who we are. So Colab Systems is a Swiss business. We're headquartered in Zurich and our team is European. In fact, we are a strictly European business, and in our sphere of what we do, the only one. We have no US money, no US influence in the business, in fact. We've kept it strictly European and built it up from the ground, from our backgrounds in Germany, which you will see. At this point in time, we have our headquarters in Zurich. That's where core development is, the senior team is there, that's where, in fact, all the management team is sitting. As well, we have a sales team in Vienna, an office in Berlin where we have a support center and also some sales staff, and a design team in the UK, which in fact also helped me with that presentation. What we do is very simple. It's collaboration software. It's the bread and butter for virtually anyone. It's the system that always must work. It is virtually always mission critical. It starts from email, which is still growing at an amazing rate, over calendar and tasks and notes and all the things that you do in order to collaborate with each other. In fact, we're growing along that trend with document collaboration and real-time features and all these things coming, and we do all of that in a highly secure fashion. Like file cloud, of course, all these kind of things. So products that you know that do similar things to us is Microsoft Exchange, Office 365, Google Apps, only that we take a different approach to this because we are a pure 100% open source company. Always have been from the start. Our mission as a team, as a company, is to design and deliver a complete and intuitive collaboration solution. And we do this through technology that is open, private, and secure. We want this to be available to everyone because we believe it's actually a human fundamental need to be able to collaborate. And we target all levels of society with the offering, so we're a general service provider. Our timeline dates back quite a while. We started out with a solution in 2003 when the German Federal Office for IT Security needed a collaboration solution that they could trust. And in fact, trust to them meant fully open, interoperable, and fully auditable as well. So they found nothing in the market, they tendered it out, and 3 companies won that bid and then built what became Colab. And Colab is being used at the BSI until today. Myself, I started around here with Colab in 2010 when we took the technology and spun it out from the BSI into its own company based in Switzerland to deliver this as a product and a service later on. And of course then we joined the OpenPOWER Foundation. But it's important to understand that our background has always been very much with the security field. Our values as a business, as a team, are centered around openness, around privacy, around security and scalability. Colab has always been extremely highly scalable. We have large installations, 120,000 users and up. And we've always had a microservice architecture, and we've also been one of the first to adopt a NoSQL storage methodology in the beginning, actually. That's the technical side. We have, in the business side, an application service provider business side, where we have our own software as a service instance that we are running with our own staff from a data center under our own control in a cage with our own hardware and deliver it to anyone who wants it. We also work with application service providers such as Vectress, which is one of the 5 largest Microsoft Platinum partners and a very large ASP in Switzerland with about 400 in staff. They are initially from the energy company. So the energy companies pooled their IT departments, and that is how they got started. So, for instance, at this point in time, the energy company of the canton of Zurich is running Colab with a Vectress. And we have our professional services department, which then people use to run this on-premise, right? So Contargo is part of the Renus group. So this is trimodal transport. Or the city of Munich, which is a fairly well-known reference of ours, with about 60,000 users using our system on-premise. There we support it in the 3rd level, typically with a partner in the 2nd level, and the local installation, the IT people do the 1st level for us. So very classical IT business. We are an ISV, effectively. So how did we end up in the OpenPOWER Foundation, which is very hardware-centric, right? And that question has to do with the interplay between security and trust and transparency. You see, security is essential to all our clients. I mean, if Contargo has an issue with their data set and that data leaks, they say, well, maybe our own data is not that important, but if we ship so many tons of chemicals from place A to place B for that company, then their competitors would be able to draw a lot of inference from that information. That information has a value to our clients, which is why we need to protect it. I mean, it is the nature of our systems, in fact, that if you have access to that kind of data, you know virtually everything about the company. What people are thinking about, who they are talking to, who they know, where they have been, and where they will be, whom they are meeting, you will know it all. So protecting that information is central to all our clients. Now, security is tricky, right? You want to verify as much as possible, but if you were to verify everything all the time, every step along the way, it would drive you mad. There's no way you could do this. You must make assumptions about whom to trust, where to place your trust. For instance, in this case, I mean, that's actually my family over there. In fact, the most important part of my family. Yes, very, very tiny. And this is the Trift Bridge in the Bernese Oberland. So there's a couple of 100 meters below that bridge of nothingness, right? It's on glacier level. Before you trust in this bridge, right? Like, if you want to know that that bridge is secure, you need to trust that the engineers who built it actually knew what they were doing. And in Switzerland, I think that's a very reasonable trust to have. In my experience, I trust in Swiss engineering. In other countries, maybe not so. But what I'm trying to get across is security is always a question of trust. Where do I place it, and where do I derive it from? Now, Switzerland also has an amazing system of public record and transparency. It starts from the fact before anything is built, they put up profiles to show where the buildings will be, so anyone can go there and see what is being built there. And you can actually give your input. If you disagree with that building going there and you think you have a case, you can say something about it. You can change how things are being done. Transparency is part of the system. So where do I get trust, right? I mean, for security to work, I need trust, but where do I get trust? There's very fundamental models about how to obtain trust. One is very old and well known, it's belief, right? I can just believe that I can trust. I may not be able to understand, but I may believe that I can trust this. And it's fair enough. I mean, it simplifies life, right? Without trust, life would be too complicated. The question is that really the level of trust we want to apply to something as central as our most central, most crucial, most valuable information? I myself am a physicist, so Richard Feynman is obviously one of my heroes, and therefore I believe I'm rather with him. I want to be able to understand what goes in there in order for me to make an informed decision about trust. Now, the x86 world is much more on the previous slides, the religious dogma, because I just have to trust without being able to verify, without knowing what is happening in there. In fact, I know that there are things in there that I cannot control. I cannot even take control over them. And that's been a debate in the open source world for a very, very long time. To us, that's always been an issue, but one that we saw no good solution to, which is why many people just accepted it. Until now. And this is what I realized when I stumbled upon OpenPOWER, because it's been a very well-kept secret, I must say. I'm sorry, but you managed to hide it extremely good, because like in the open source community, in which I am day in, day out, most people had never heard of this. They didn't even know this existed. And to me, that was interesting and a shock, and I realized there is a disconnect here that needs to be bridged. Because for me, the big selling points, the ones that go beyond technology, which is awesome, and technology is fantastic, right? I mean, it is better, but it is also standing for different values. It has that particular moment where something is not just the right thing to do, but also technically better, and the other way around. And that is, openness, control, and build your own. That you have this, only OpenPOWER can right now give you this. And that, for me, is actually the reason why we said we want to be part of this. We believe this is necessarily the future, because we don't believe anyone else is in a position to make a similar value offering. So we've done a little roadshow, in fact, in this case, with IBM and Red Hat together, showing for the very first time a completely open collaboration stack, top to bottom, from the hardware over the operating system all the way to the solution. So we've done a very nice roadshow together to try to start and spread that message. And we joined the OpenPOWER Foundation. And we did that. Thank you. We did that because we are looking for you, I mean all of you. Everyone in this room and everyone watching this later. Because we want to be a full part of this ecosystem. We believe in ecosystems. We believe in ecosystems innovation. That is where we come from. That is how we work. That is how we live. And we know in order to be a part of that, you need to participate. We want to help spread the word, because we don't think that the secret should be so well kept. We believe that the message needs to get out there, which is why I myself find myself very often now speaking about this subject in different audiences, from the FSFE Summit to IBM events where I'm being invited. And we're looking for like-minded partners. Anyone who's in a similar mindset as us, who wants to work with us to make that story come true and bring it to fruition, we're looking for you. Please approach me. Thank you very much, because we want to collaborate in confidence.